that stage. Now we're going to make a bow. You can download and print off what you want. There is the basic bow design there, and that's going to make a fancy bow. I've printed off a piece of paper here, and I've put two different colours, and I've chosen these autumnal colours to kind of stand out. The one I've actually cut out, I've used a deeper red, make it a little bit more Christmassy if that's what you want. But on the download you've got options. Now what I'm going to do is just cut out roughly around the template here, then you stick that onto there, and then let me just see that this has been cut out for one I've just made. So you'll end up with this more around, and then you just crease along these sections. Stick this down, keep it in position. Use your embossing tool to just crease through where the dotted lines are, then cut the whole thing out. When you've cut the whole thing out, you end up with that template. Now just discard those, pop those to one side. And now it's up to you whether you want to, I've got brown on one side and what have you. I want to have it red on the outside. So you just fold these over, these little bits where the creases are, fold it like that, and on the back fold it over and back on itself, so you end up like that. Now what you're going to do is turn this over, and that's going to be the front of the card, or front of the bow. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this side here, like that. So first of all, put that glue on, but then when you stick it down, you've got a line halfway there. So you just want to curl it up so you see how it fits into that circle, but you've got a little bit of roll over here. I suppose that's the word you would use. Just hold that in position a few seconds, let that stick down. It's just so that the bow looks full-bodied when you've stuck it together. And then a little bit of glue there again on top of that, and then roll over the next section here and position it. And when you stick it down, make sure you've got this rounded effect, and then hold that in position. Now you might want to pick it up and make sure everything's hanging right. So that's going to go there, and that's going to fold over there. So when you turn it over, still sticking, you end up with a nice fancy bow like that. Don't know what that is. A little bit of muck. You've got that there like so. So there is your bow. Now you take your wreath. Now on the card you can put it where you like. You might want to put it on the top there or to one side. I think it's quite nice to put it there. You want it within the, if you use it as a card, you need to put it there. Let me just fold that over again. That's just come undone. So there's your bow. If you were doing a wreath that you're hanging on the wall, maybe you want to put the bow on this side like this. Or you might even want to turn it over and use that side and fold that back. There's various ways of doing it. I'm going to stick it here at the top because it is a card. Now let me just turn it round a second, and I'm just going to plop a little bit of glue on the back there, and I'm going to position this exactly where I want it, and that's going to go there like so. And I've got a nice little bow on my card like that. Now that's the end of the card there, but as I say, if you just did it onto a plain card, you could cut around it and have it as a wreath hanging. Put that on the bottom. You could have a strip of the paper there to create the ribbon, or a real ribbon. What I'm going to do in a minute though, to make it a little bit more Christmassy, that's great for autumn or fall. So if you want to give somebody a card or just an interior design decoration, that'd look really nice in a frame, a square white frame possibly. But I'm going to add little touches of glue and then put some glitter on, so it'll turn it into more of a Christmas decoration. So if you can get that far, I'm going to start gluing and glittering. I'll show you the technique, but I'll do most of it before you come back. You don't want to be sitting there and watching me doing that. So what are they up to next door? No good.
The light's on.
Say hello. Hold up your things. They can't hear us in here.
No.
Anyway, you get that far. There's the card. It's finished at this point if you want it to be. but turn it into a wreath that's hanging if you want, or a card, an autumnal card, or we can turn it into a Christmas card. You could add little baubles and all sorts of things to it. So anyway, we'll come back and we'll see what we've all done.